Let's break it all down with ABC News investigative reporter Aaron Katersky, along with ABC News business reporter Alexis Christoforous, and also our legal contributor, Channa Lloyd. So, Aaron, let's start with you. You were there inside that press conference. Your biggest takeaways?
You heard the FBI director here in New York, Michael Driscoll, say fraud is fraud, and that is exactly what Sam Bankman-Fried is charged with: willful misconduct and fraud across 8 counts. And prosecutors said today this came together very quickly. It was just a month ago that FTX filed a $32 billion bankruptcy. Last Wednesday, U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said he authorized the criminal charges against Bankman-Fried. On Friday, a grand jury returned an indictment, and then he was arrested in the Bahamas yesterday. So all of this quick timing occurred because it was dictated by law enforcement steps. And the U.S. attorney said, Kira, they're not done. They are still going to investigate. He wouldn't say specifically whether any other individuals would face charges or whether any of the FTX executives are cooperating. But he said this investigation has moved quickly and it has a broad scope. And if others are going to be charged, we can expect that that would happen quickly as well.
So, Channa, can he successfully fight extradition here?
He can attempt to fight it. I would be very surprised if it's going to be successful. When we look at the relations between the Bahamas and the United States, they've always been very friendly, and they have stated that they are looking to seek to extradite him. Now, there is a process by which he can contest it. However, I believe that it will ultimately fail.
All right, so then, Alexis, a year ago, this company was on top of the world. This CEO was on top of the world. He even ran ads during the Super Bowl. Now he's basically bankrupt. And crypto was billed as the next best big thing. So what happens just to him, to his bank accounts, to his riches, to this company that went belly up?
He was the face of crypto, and he got a lot of people believing in him and in his company, FTX. He put the name of the company on the Miami Heat arena for $135 million. He got investors, sophisticated investors, not so much sophisticated investors, celebrities, to believe in him. And he was worth $26 billion just a few months ago. Now his firm, of course, has collapsed, and he himself has had to file for bankruptcy. We're going to have to see, I would imagine that the feds are going to go after his personal assets as well as they try to claw back money for all the investors who were defrauded here. One of the things we learned today during this press conference was that he is accused of violating federal campaign finance laws, and regulators are now asking political campaigns to return the money. They say that Bankman-Fried tried to buy bipartisan influence and impact the direction of public policy in Washington, which again brings us to that central point. Crypto is an unregulated industry, and after listening to the regulators today during that press conference, you can believe they're going to get fast at work trying to find ways to regulate it and to protect those who invest in that space.
So then FTX bankruptcy, it cost billions of dollars, right? But we haven't seen any broader impact from its collapse on the broader economy. So what does that tell you?
Right, and that's something to be thankful for. J.P. Morgan recently had an in-house look at the crypto industry. There was a think tank in-house, and they took a look at who is investing in crypto. What they found is 13% of U.S. households have some sort of exposure to crypto. I was actually surprised at that. I thought that was somewhat of a high number. And when you break it down by gender and by age, it looks like Asian millennial men are most likely to be investing in crypto. And when people are investing in it, they're just dabbling. They're not investing a whole lot. We're talking about individual investors here. So the impact on the general economy is going to be very, very small. It's not like you're talking about a huge company dealing in regular stock equities here collapsing. This is, a niche market, a nascent industry. There is exposure, but not widespread exposure.
So, Aaron, what happens next?
We're still waiting to see what happens with Sam Bankman-Fried. He signaled today at his court appearance in the Bahamas that he would not waive extradition, so he is intending to fight it. Now he's seeking to apply for bail so he doesn't have to wait around in a jail in the Bahamas. Once he's here, though, the feds are prepared to move quickly to get him into the court system and prosecuted, because the U.S. attorney here said he is accused of committing one of the biggest financial frauds in American history. And this is from the same U.S. attorney's office that prosecuted Bernie Madoff. You heard Alexis mention the political donations. That's a key aspect of this that had gone under the radar until now. Sam Bankman-Fried is accused of making tens of millions in political donations to both Republicans and Democrats in order to gain some influence for crypto in the halls of power in Washington. And the U.S. attorney said he wants to work with campaigns and politicians to get that money back. He also said that if there are those who worked at FTX who were in on this scheme, he said, you better call us before we come and see you.
And Channa, finally, Bankman-Fried hasn't been shy. We know that he has done multiple interviews. He even sat down with our George Stephanopoulos and did an interview right after his company went bust. Do you think that was a good idea for him to be just up in there on the cameras and on the media?
Absolutely not. I mean, when we look at this, those are statements that are going to be used by the state to prove their case and to show that he had intent, he was aware, he knew what he was saying, he knew what he was doing. Those statements are going to provide a lot of fodder when we look at a trial, because when we're looking at things like intent, what you knew, all of those statements are going to come back, and we're going to start to see this body of work and this whole body of statements that he started issuing. And that can show intent, intent to cover up, intent to defraud. These are all things that are going to be determined by some of these statements he made, in addition to all of his actions.
All right, Aaron, Alexis, Channa, thank you all so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.